Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Elena's Bar, Low Impact Full Body Workouts. Today we are going to talk about the rational man, and I'll give you a few resources to the rational man that I've been following for a few years now. And I hope that you find a lot of value, legitimate value from these guys, because they are really explaining in detail how the female and male nature works, and you can come up with better choices in your life based on the objective truth and objective reality. So the first resource that I always go for is Rollo, The Rational Male. The links are going to be in the description box, so check them out. You can find short clips, you can find 1-minute videos, and you can find longer videos. And I highly encourage you guys to watch his longer videos because they will allow you to understand the material better, and you will get a better picture, especially if you haven't read his books. If you have read his books, of course, you can keep yourself afloat by watching his shorter videos, his 1-minute clips, and uh, find a lot of value from them as well. But at least you won't get this snippet of information, and you will not misrepresent the red pill content on your platform, on your YouTube channel, or elsewhere. And this is unfortunately what happens a lot in today's world. A lot of people don't have attention span for longer than 1 minute, and all they want to do is just watch that short video or short clip, and they immediately jump into the hasty generalization, and they think that they already know everything, and they start talking about these topics, and they are really hard, deep topics that require a lot more effort than that. Okay, so no lazy content, please. And I'm really tired of purple pill guys, of blue pill guys who are doing this kind of thing, and I had it happen to me a few times. Some fitness instructors are taking the message that I'm trying to deliver. They only take the part that they like, they misrepresent it, and they twist it, and then they present it as their own idea. When they have bigger audience, then they have bigger clout, and then the people seem to like it. It's very deceptive, and it's not fair. If you don't give credit to people where you're taking the content from, you're going to lose trust eventually. Maybe it won't happen to you right away, but eventually people will start catching up, because people are not, I mean, they're quite stupid, but they're not that stupid. Eventually the reality or something will catch up with those people, and they will start realizing, okay, I see a lot of contradiction there. If they're not completely brainwashed with feminism, or if they really want to dive in deep and understand why things happened the way they happened. Because there are two realities: the world that we live in, the actual world, the objective truth, the objective facts that happen, and there is this delusional world that we created, and social media is a great facilitator for that. It's not to say that social media is bad. It can be used for bad purposes, it can be used for good purposes. And unfortunately, a lot of people, a lot of content creators nowadays, they don't understand the difference between the good and the bad. And a lot of people without the training, I got the training. I have a degree in communications and mass media. I actually know this stuff. And you have to be a critical thinker in order to be able to distinguish between the good content that legitimately brings you value, that educates you, that challenges you in a healthy way, versus the bad content that is out there just for the clout, because they are concerned about their followers, their subscribers, and this is what they are appealing to. They are appealing to your emotion. If it sounds great, if it sounds nice, then people will sign up, people will subscribe to your channel, and you'll get a lot of followers, right? So please try to create more content that is more objective and more valuable, and question yourself. Don't isolate yourself from the people who are contradicting your viewpoint, because this is essential for our well-being. It's essential for improving. We are not going to improve as a society. We're not going to move on forward. We actually have already created so much damage that we will be lucky to maintain the infrastructure that we have right now for another 100 years, because we will not come up with anything else. Because this delusion that a lot of people are in right now, it will prevent us from improving. It will take a lot of time to unwind, to undo all of the damage that has been done already. So be more objective and try to follow this objective, rational man. um, read Rollo's books, and if you have his books, read them slowly, so that you can talk about certain topics and even certain messages that he's trying to give you. Discuss them with your children, discuss them with your spouses, and create a book club. He meant his books to be discussed, and this content is being discussed. It's a pretty um, uh, interesting field to be in, but there is a lot of misrepresentation also. So you have to be really careful. You have to know the source. This is why I always refer you, go check the source, and he is the source, before you follow anybody else. There are a lot of purple pillars out there who fluff it up with bullshit, as I've said before. They say, "Oh, women are strong, men are imbeciles," and then they are selling you this content with a. I know they know better. I know they are aware, and this is what is frustrating, because they know the truth. They just misrepresent it. They are chasing their cloud, and this is bad content, by the way. It is bad. It creates more damage than it solves, but they don't care because they get the cloud. They get what they want. And then the next guy is a Fresh and Fit, well, guy, couple of guys actually, Myron and Fresh. I really like the podcast. I think that they are using a different tactics. They are using different setup, not the same as Rollo does, and the message kind of remains the same. But a lot of people would say that, oh, these guys are so disrespectful to women. And my question is, how respectful are women to these guys when they show up on their podcast? They are already exposed to a bigger cloud, and women are so ungrateful there. Not all of them, but quite a few are. And then they had to kick out a few women just because they were misbehaving. If you go to somebody else's podcast, you have to obey the rules. You have to comply with the rules of that person who runs the podcast. You can't behave like you are owning them, Like, yeah, get out. Why do you go there to begin with? And then it's just a different tactic, guys, and you need to really pick the guy who is resembling with you, who delivers you the information in a way that you can absorb it. For me, it's Rollo Tomassi. For some people, I know they prefer Jedediah Bila, for example. She is a fantastic orator, and she is doing an amazing job. I really love her content as well. It's just they all refer to Rollo because he's the source, and I'm like, okay, I'm listening to Jed too. But yeah, you need to find your own source, the guy that you would refer to, all the time whenever you are talking about the controversial topics. And then Mike Certion is a good one too. I think he's a good resource for men who are single and who are trying to recover, or who are focusing on themselves, on betterment of themselves, for themselves, not for women. Because what happens a lot, men are too busy to satisfy women, and they forget about themselves. They're chasing their own tail, and women don't like it. Women don't actually respect it. And smart guys, intelligent guys like Mike, they understand that. A lot of smart, strong men, they realize that, So don't be the guy who is chasing your own tail. And as an example, I would bring you the podcast that I saw on Rollo's videos. I don't remember the name of the video. If I find it, I will leave you the comment under the video. When they were asking women, what do they think about the phrase, the question that Andrew Tate raised, that a statement actually, that women should put the sign on how many body partners, how many, how the number of their body count on their forehead. And then the guy couldn't even, he didn't have the guts to ask a woman this question directly. So he had to depreciate, devalue, agitate so much so that he would appeal, like to women, and like, yeah, dude, you don't understand. Women are just like, haha, you move on, now I own you. Why do you do this to yourself? And if you want a woman to answer to your question, just go directly and ask her. Don't like, I'm not sure, By the way, Andrew is in prison now, and see how bad he is, how good I am. Yeah, a woman will use you, yeah, for social validation. She will use your appeal to her, but it's like she's not going to like respect you for doing that, you know. If you want to refer to a strong man on your shit and say, entertain, ask this question. I'm also having the same question as him. What do you think about it? This is just like one way to put it. Or you could not have mentioned entertain at all. You know, like just don't devalue those men who provide you with value, who give you the ideas, you know, and then you use the ideas, but at the same time like you don't like the man who produced it. Like, this is such a feminist primary that a lot of beta men doing, and I don't respect this man. I really don't, and I'm very vocal about it. Yeah, it's you can do better. The problem is feminist men and feminist women. It's not just one side. You know, it's both. You know, feminist men create as much damage as feminist women do. You know, and we need to attack both. We need to attack both of them. And yeah, the next one is Jedediah Bila, as I've mentioned before. She's good. Check her out. Then Tori Groch Torsha. I recently watched your podcast. She's covering some very niche topics that only a few people are willing to cover, and talk about the topics that are weird, you know, in a way that not only a few people are willing to talk about in the red pill community. So I recommend you to check her out. A lot of men would say that she's a bimbo, she's just blonde and beautiful. She's that. She's beautiful, but she's also very intelligent, and she's way smarter than a lot of other dudes out there who are trying to talk about red pill, and they have no idea about Rollo's books. You know, they just saw this snippet of information for 1 minute, 10 minutes. You know, they think they know everything, they know better. Do your research, do your homework. Don't be a cheater. So that's pretty much it from me, guys. I hope to see you soon. I hope that you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, reach out. You can send me an email. Keep it fitness related, keep it red pill related, keep it you know, just relevant to the topic. If you want to collaborate, reach out, send me a specific email. I don't like the bullshit emails, they will be disregarded. And fill out the stay in touch form if you want to let us know about your fitness background and your the tools that you might have at home that will help us to come up with better classes for you. Okay, have a wonderful day, everyone. See you soon. Bye.